Imagine, if you will, sitting home at night watching the game and you get a call from your property manager who tells you that the railing broke from your second-story walkway on the small apartment building you own. You are devastated to find out that an 11-year-old boy is in the hospital and the outcome is uncertain. Once you get past the initial shock of the horrific news, you can't help but wonder, was it because of kids' horseplay, unrealized deferred maintenance on your building, or a little of each? Not sure what to think, you call your insurance carrier and the first thing she asks for is a copy of your SB 721 inspection. You wonder, what's that? I'll explain. What is the California balcony inspection law and what properties does it apply to? The California balcony inspection law, SB 721 for apartment buildings and SB 326 for condominium complexes, are laws that mandate inspections for all residential buildings, 3 units or more, that have exterior elevated elements such as balconies, decks, porches, stairways, and walkways that extend beyond the exterior walls of the building and which have a walking surface that's elevated more than 6 feet above the ground, which are made of wood, have wood-based framework, or are supported by wood. This pretty much means any residential property with at least 3 units that is 2 to approximately 6 stories high, having a balcony, stairways, or walkway that's on the exterior of the building. If you think it might apply to your building, it probably does. What's the deadline for California balcony inspection law and how often are the inspections required? Both SB 721 for apartment buildings and SB 326 for residential condominium complexes require the initial inspections be completed by January 1, 2025. From that point on, apartment buildings under SB 721 need to have inspections every 6 years. Condominium complexes under SB 326 need to have them every 9 years. Who can perform these mandated exterior elevated element inspections? Condominium complexes under SB 326 need to be inspected by a licensed architect or structural engineer. Apartment buildings under SB 721 can be inspected by a licensed architect, structural engineer, or general contractor with an A, B, or C5 license with at least 5 years experience or have achieved an appropriate certification as a building inspector. But don't just hire anybody with a license. Use a firm that knows what they're doing. Use a company that focuses on inspections to the degree that they have a core competence in these specific types of inspections. There are technical requirements for the inspection, certain reporting requirements based on the municipality of the property, various levels of insurance coverage, and you want a quality report. If needed corrections are found in a balcony inspection, when must they be made? If emergency repairs are found, immediate action is required, as this represents a real and present risk to life and personal safety. There are protocols for notifying the local authorities, notifying occupants, restricting access, and making repairs. Non-emergency repairs must be completed within 120 days after receipt of the report unless the local enforcement agency grants an extension. Can the company performing the balcony inspection make repairs? Condominium complexes under SB 326 are to be inspected by a licensed architect or structural engineer. Work performed would presumably be performed by a separate licensed contractor. Since apartment buildings under SB 721 can also be inspected by qualified licensed general contractors, those inspectors could potentially do the work called out on their own inspections. SB 721 initially prohibited this, but since then, SB 607 has amended SB 721 to allow contractors to do both inspections and repair exterior elevated elements in multifamily residential apartment buildings. Building owners should use extra care using the same contractor to make the repairs as who did the inspection, as this does pose a potential conflict of interest. What if the January 1, 2025 deadline is missed? First of all, try not to miss the deadline. If you're seeing this after the deadline, schedule an inspection ASAP. Don't panic, just start researching inspection companies and get something set up right away. You don't want to mess around with this one. As of now, most municipalities are still in the process of working out what kind of enforcement measurements they will be employing. Some of the risks you will be taking by not having your mandated SB 721 or SB 326 inspections include fines. The fines can be between $100 and $500 per day that the project is not in compliance. Insurance cancellation. Your insurance may be canceled and you may not be able to obtain new insurance until an inspection is done and necessary work is completed. Someone could get hurt. Someone could actually get injured or even die from an unknown condition that could have been discovered from an inspection. The consequences of this are much more than just financial. Significant financial liability. If someone gets hurt on your property due to something that happens on an exterior elevated element and you did not have the mandated inspection or have not completed the repairs, you could face huge legal trouble with significant damages that may likely fall outside of your insurance coverage. Do balcony inspections protect the tenants or the property owner? Balcony inspections protect both the tenant and the property owner. Having an inspection and completing the required work helps keep the tenant safe, which is good for everybody. An inspection also protects the property owner should something bad happen on the property. By having an inspection done, you will at least be able to show diligence with an expert opinion regarding the exterior elevated elements of your property and proof you have taken any corrective action that was recommended. Bottom line, there are new laws in California requiring all residential buildings 3 units or more having exterior elevated elements such as balconies, stairways, and walkways made of or supported by wood be inspected before January 1, 2025. From then on, apartment buildings under SB 721 need to have inspections every 6 years, and condominium complexes under SB 326 need to have inspections every 9 years. Condominium complexes must be inspected by a licensed architect or structural engineer. Apartment buildings can be inspected by a licensed architect, structural engineer, or general contractor meeting certain requirements. If emergency repairs are discovered, they must be performed immediately. Non-emergency repairs must be completed within 121 days unless an extension is granted. Work must be performed by licensed contractors. If the contractor doing repairs also did the inspection, use extra care due to potential conflicts of interest. Do not delay getting these inspections. Property owners not completing balcony inspections and the work called out on them risk fines, insurance cancellation, and someone could get hurt, putting the property owner at significant financial risk or worse. These mandatory inspections protect both tenants and property owners. If you have a building that qualifies, get your inspection done and complete any necessary work. It's the law. We hope you found this helpful and informative. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we're not attorneys or CPAs, so we don't give legal or tax advice. Laws are always changing and vary depending on specific municipalities in which the property is located. For legal advice, please consult a real estate attorney familiar with the laws in your area. For real estate advice, if you're looking for a reliable property management company or real estate broker in Long Beach, Los Angeles, or Orange County, California, or if you're just considering it and have a few questions about real estate, contact the Mike Dunphy Group today. We're happy